Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Cheyenne and today we are doing a Sinister Book Society video. So if you're new to the series, every month we vote on a book that we want to read. Last month we read Hunting Charlie by Wendy and Wang and I absolutely love the book. I'm going to do a full review for you guys very soon. But for now, let's go over the books that we're going to be voting on. So the first book is The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. So let's read the synopsis real quick. Upstate New York, 1982. Viv Delaney wants to move to New York City, and to help pay for it, she takes a job as a night clerk at the Sundown Motel in Fell, New York. But something isn't right at the motel, something haunting and scary. Upstate New York, 2017. Carly Kirk has never been able to let go of the story of her Aunt Viv, who mysteriously disappeared from the Sundown before she was born. She decides to move to Fell and visit the motel, where she quickly learns that nothing has changed since 1982. And soon she finds herself ensnared in the same mysteries that claimed her aunt. So that is our first book that we get to vote on. And then the second one is Wayward Spirits by Wendy Wang, which is book 2 of Witches of Palmetto. Deputy Jason Tate has seen a lot of terrible things in this time, but nothing quite as strange as the case he just picked up. Is it suicide gone wrong? An accident? Too many things aren't adding up, and some are downright inexplicable. When it gets weird, he calls in psychic medium Charlie Payne, but weird doesn't begin to cover it when they encounter a dangerous spirit, hell-bent on murder. Now they must work together to stop it from claiming another life, or risk becoming its next victims. I personally would love to read the second book in the Witches of Palmetto series. That is the one that I would vote on. What is the one you guys are going to be voting on? If you haven't voted with us before, go over to my community tab, check out the poll, and vote on what book you want to read with us this month. Now, the book itself, I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was. I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it. The synopsis of it, I was like, okay, it seems like it might be an okay book. And I read it and I completely fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the book. The storyline was amazing. I was on the edge of my seat for a lot of the book. I'm totally shipping for Jason Tate and Charlie Payne to be a couple. And there's just so much about the book that I absolutely love, and the end scene of the book was everything. It was just the perfect amount of suspense and bone-chilling. I loved it. It was such a great book. And so I chose a couple questions that we can go over, and I would love it if you would answer some of the questions in the comments section too. So the first question is what do you like best about this book? For me, I liked that it took on several different perspectives. So you have the perspective of Charlie Payne, Jason Tate, Ruth, not Susan Tate, but Sugar Tate. There's just so many different perspectives, and it was really cool, and I hope that follows through with the other books in the series, because it'd be really cool to get more of her cousin's perspectives in the upcoming series. If you were making a movie, who would you cast as the main characters? So I really thought about this and I wrote this down because this book is like spooky but has kind of like a sarcastic feel to it at times, and I thought Lizzie Kaplan for Charlie. She does really well at doing that like nutcase type character, and I think she would be perfect as Charlie Payne. So for Jason, I think Bill Skarsgård would be absolutely amazing. I think it would be a different role for him, but also it would be really cool to see him in kind of that light, someone who is a non-believer that kind of turns into a believer. I just think that Bill Skarsgård, Lizzie Kaplan as those two characters would play really well together. And I would love to see that kind of chemistry together on screen. So if you had a chance to ask the author a single question, what would that question be? For me, I would ask her, were any of the characters loosely based off of anybody that she knows personally in her life? I mean, a lot of the times we draw personality traits for characters through people that we know in our life, so it wouldn't be surprising to me. But I would kind of want to know, who was Charlie Payne really based off of? Or who it reminds her of, maybe? What do you think? What would be your question to ask her? How well do you think the author actually built the world for this book? Personally, I think she did such an amazing job. She described everything so vividly. She described scenes really vividly to the point where it could be triggering to somebody who might have experienced that kind of trauma. So yeah, I think she did a great job world building and scene building. What feelings did this book evoke in you? There's a lot of feelings actually. I felt really sad for all the victims in the book. The end scene gave me so much anxiety, but not like I can't read this anxiety, just like suspenseful anxiety, like really leading up to that end scene where Charlie and Sugar Tate take down the serial killer, and kind of like proud of Charlie coming into her own personality at the end of the book. So it was actually really cool to see that kind of like coming of age at the end. And I can't wait to see what Wendy Wang has for us in the next book. So if you haven't already, go over to the community tab, vote on which book you want to read. The second book in Witches of Palometa Point or Sundown Motel. You guys already know what I'm gonna want to read. So what do you guys want to read? Let me know in the comments down below. Go vote. And I can't wait to announce the book and we can dive into another book next month. Alright, you guys, thanks for watching.